Reading from Ephesians, the second chapter, talking about progressing in grace. And there's some stages we go through.
Yes.
Progressing in grace. One of the stages is we say progress, it takes stage, it takes time for us to progress to, anybody that's running them 4K or whatever they call them, 5Ks, or even if you want to just walk a mile a day.
All right now.
You better start off with, maybe a quarter of a mile.
Yes.
And if that's too much, maybe you can do an eighth of a mile walk.
Yes. Yes.
Start with an eighth, get to a quarter, then get to a half a mile.
Yes.
Before you get to a mile. It's the same way a runner is,
Right.
You don't break out, doing that 4K or 5K. Them fellas been running for a while. And even them doing that, you find out that they have to, after they've done that, they have to wait a while before they have to run another.
All right.
Yep.
They don't turn around and jump up and run another mile. And my wife was kind of laughing because Serena Williams went out there to the Olympics. And they, yes, Serena gonna get her a gold.
Yeah.
Serena that turned in the first round and went home. And I said, I understand this ain't no money in it. And she back here at the U.S. Open tearing people up. Because when you finish this one, you're going to definitely get $150 million. I said, just getting that gold and publicity don't mean a thing, but that money in your pocket really talks. I guess. She went out on somebody, that wasn't really good. I said, ain't no money in it. They forced her to go, and she went on and showed up, and now she went home. Prepared for the next journey. Yeah. I'm going home and get prepared for something. I'm gonna get paid when I get for that. And since it's just like anything, they change, progressively change the golf courts and stuff. Golfers, if you don't know, they changed the way the golf courses was when they got Tiger Woods out there playing.
All right. Yeah. Yes.
Y'all know that? Things with the greens all of a sudden, more sand traps and all these things that, that one time he wanted to play over there in England, they had them spotlights out, put him in all kind of conditions.
Yeah.
To see what he can do. And why you got to do all that? Why don't you leave it like it was? Because they said it was an unfair advantage for Tiger Woods. It was fair when you was playing.
Yeah.
So he has progressed to these changes that's going on.
Yeah.
And sometimes, Serena Williams and Venus, they changed the way they do the matches.
Yeah.
Now to win Wimbledon, you're tough. You got to be tough.
Yes.
If you ain't got the strength to endure, you going out.
Yes.
I don't care who you is. They done changed the way the matches was.
Yeah.
You got to endure. It ain't not only that you have to play the game, but in the game, you got to endure the game.
Yeah.
They maybe winning, so many sets, not in lifting the sets up for you to win. Instead of winning in 3, you got to win in 5 or 7 sets. You got to be 4 out of 3, or something to win the whole thing. So we see these things are changing, but they progressively change the sport. And it's the same way us, the things that in our life, they change. And, even with the automobile, unfortunately, we progressively get to where we get a better automobile.
All right now.
And a better thing, but sometimes technology take time to get the bugs out of it.
All right. That's right.
And sometimes they don't do it, and sometimes our people want to fraud. I'm like this, folks. I'd rather be able to work on the old car that still runs. No matter what kind of weapon it is. And, I said, people that got scared now. Oh man, I don't want no rear-wheel drive car. I said, rear-wheel drive car ain't nothing wrong with it as long as you know how to drive it in any kind of condition.
Yeah.
Because we did it for years, but folks done forgot how to drive.
Yeah.
These rear-wheel drive cars. I said, I never forget I was going to You progressively have to learn. That's why I say when the first snow, you have to wait and be easy and go out there and learn how to maneuver your car
Yes.
in the first snow. And I never forget that snow fell when I went on my way here to work to Elk Grove, and it took me 3.5 hours. Because we had a bunch of folks out there with Mustangs and these supercars spinning on the middle of the highway.
Yes.
No, you put that dude in low.
Yes.
Get it out of automatic transmission. Sometimes we done forgot that. You know, if it's an automatic transmission, it shifts on its own. Whether the tires hit rubber or not, it's suspended.
Yeah.
And the transmission just going, figure you going somewhere.
Yeah.
I said, you put that thing in low, so you can manually, slowly move the car.
Yeah.
I said, people done forgot, but this how I had to say how we regress and we should be progressing. This is how I remember how to do these things. But this is the way it is in the grace of God. First thing we have to do in Ephesians, I'm going to read 2:8 down to 9. Ephesians, the 2nd chapter and the 8th verse. For by grace are ye saved through faith, and that not of yourselves, it is the gift of God.
Yes.
Not of works, lest any man should boast.
Yeah.
So the first thing, we progressive in grace, we got to understand we are saved by grace.
Yes. Yes.
Grace is the unmerited favor.
Yes.
Yes.
It's nothing that we could work our way into. It's nothing that we had to run and jump over. But the first step of understanding grace is to understand that we were saved by it.
Yes.
Our salvation, this life we come into, was an unmerited favor. It saved us.
Yes.
The sacrifice that Jesus Christ did was our saving grace. Somebody, that songwriter said he didn't have to do it, but he did.
Yes, it is.
Say he didn't have to die, but he did.
Yes.
Somebody said that songwriter said he didn't have to raise him, but he did. He was resurrected. So we might have a new life in him. So for by grace are you saved through faith.
Through faith.
That not of yourself, but it is the gift of God. And
Yes.
both of them things are unmerited favor. For
Yes.
one thing, the grace of God allowed us to be saved through Jesus Christ, but then God allowed us to have the faith to believe that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him.
Yes.
Some folks think, oh no, it's my education. I don't care if you went to the Dallas Seminary.
Yes.
Yes.
You went to Oral Roberts. Got a doctorate degree in theology. That don't mean nothing if you haven't been saved by grace.
Amen.
Because all that comes into play to understand that this is the reason why we stand and we held ourselves, and God allowed us to come to our common sense to see that we are falling from the grace of God.
Oh, yeah.
That we are sinners. It was the judgment of God's mercy that allowed us to be saved.
Yes.
Going to Romans 5:1. Yesterday I said Romans 5:2. We're going to do 5:1, read down to 5:2, because you have to add these together. So we know we're saved by grace. And so we find out why are we able to do things. He said, Romans 5:1, therefore being justified by faith,
Yes.
we have peace with God through our Lord Jesus Christ. Here's my verse. By whom also we have access by faith unto this grace wherein we stand.
Yes.
And rejoice in the hope of the glory of God.
Yes.
Oh, wow, that's mine right there. So we're standing in the grace of God.
All right.
And the only reason we are able to stand in the midst of this brutal and, as somebody said, cyclone, storming, sinful world that takes torture on everybody. And in Romans it talks about the whole world vehement. Understanding that in the fallen nature of sin, it vehement and waiting for what? The presence of God. Because the only way this world is going to be in peace is going to be when God comes back.
Yes.